If you run a local service business, whether that's cleaning, landscaping, pest control, pressure washing, or anything in between, and you're struggling to generate a consistent flow of leads, this video is for you. Because over the last few months, I've generated around 180 qualified leads a month for my cleaning business. And I want you to pay attention to one word there: qualified. Not just leads, qualified leads. Because getting leads is actually easy. I could generate hundreds of leads for a cleaning business tomorrow if I wanted to. The hard part is generating leads that genuinely want your service, can afford your service, and are ready to buy your service. In fact, the results were so good that people started asking me if I had somehow hacked Facebook ads. I didn't. But what I discovered completely changed the way I think about lead generation. And the funny thing is, it had very little to do with the ads themselves. Now, before I show you exactly what I did, I need to clear up one misconception that every home service business owner has. Most people think they need more leads, but in many cases, that's not true. What they actually need is a better system for handling the leads they already get. And this isn't just my opinion. Harvard Business Review published an article called The Short Life of Online Sales Lead. The researchers analyzed thousands of businesses and found something shocking. Companies that contacted a lead within the first hour were nearly 7 times more likely to qualify that lead compared to businesses that waited longer. Think about that for a second. Same lead, same customer, same service. The only difference was speed. Now, imagine you're a cleaning business, landscaping company, pest control business, or pressure washing company. Someone fills out a form on your website, they need your service right now. But instead of calling them back within minutes, you call them the next day. What do you think happens? They don't sit around waiting for you, they call the next company, and then the next company, and then the next company. By the time you finally reach out, they've already booked the job, which means the problem was never the lead. The problem was what happened after the lead came in. When I started my cleaning business, I didn't have a big budget. I didn't have investors. I didn't have a mentor. In fact, I started with around $500, and like most home service business owners, I thought the hardest part would be delivering the service. I thought if I did great work, customers would naturally come. They didn't. The reality was that I could clean houses, I could provide a great service, I could answer the phone professionally, but none of that mattered if nobody knew I existed. And that's when I realized something. The businesses that survive aren't always the ones with the best service. They are the ones with the most predictable way of getting customers. Think about it. You can have the best cleaning company in town, the best landscaping company, the best pest control company. But if your competitors get 30 calls this week and you get only 3, who do you think is going to grow faster? Not the better operator, the better marketer. And that's when I made a decision. Instead of obsessing over websites, logos, uniforms, and all the things people tell you to focus on when starting a business, I became obsessed with one thing: lead generation. Because I knew if I could consistently generate leads, I could figure everything else out later. And looking back, that single decision changed the trajectory of my business. Most business owners get it wrong. They become obsessed with getting more leads, more form submissions, more phone calls, more traffic, more, and I used to think the exact same way until I realized something. A lead is not a lead. Let me explain. Imagine I told you I generated 500 leads this month. Sounds impressive, right? But what if I told you 300 of those people lived outside my service area? 100 of them were price shoppers looking for the cheapest option, and another 50 never answered the phone when I called them back. Suddenly, those 500 leads don't sound impressive anymore. This is why I always tell people to stop chasing lead quantity and start chasing lead quality, because I'd rather have 20 qualified leads than 200 bad ones. In fact, this reminds me of something I heard from Alex Omozi. He said, the richest businesses aren't the ones with the most opportunities. They are the ones with the best opportunities. And that's exactly what qualified leads are. Better opportunities. People who actually need your service. People who can afford your service. People who are ready to make a decision. People who aren't just collecting quotes from 15 different companies. Because here's the truth. You don't need more leads. You need more booked jobs. And those are two very different things. That's why when people see the title of this video and hear 180 leads per month, they are focusing on the wrong number. The number that matters isn't 180. The number that matters is how many of those leads were actually qualified, because that's what turns marketing into revenue. And when I started optimizing for qualified leads instead of more leads, everything started to change. So the obvious question is, how did I actually generate 180 qualified leads a month? Well, after spending tens of thousands of dollars on advertising and testing what works and what doesn't, I realized something. Most people think Facebook ad is the strategy. It's not. Facebook ads is just the vehicle. The strategy starts long before the ad ever goes live. And today, my entire lead generation system revolves around three things: the right audience, the right offer, and the right follow-up. Miss any one of these three things and your results fall apart. Let's start with the first one, the right audience. One of the biggest mistakes I see home service business owners make is trying to market to everybody. They think if I can get my ad in front of more people, I'll get more customers. Wrong. Imagine you're a pest control company. Would you rather show your ad to 100,000 random people or 10,000 homeowners who actually have a pest problem? The answer is obvious. And yet, most businesses are still running broad campaigns hoping something sticks. The goal isn't to reach more people. The goal is to reach the right people, because every dollar spent showing your ad to the wrong person is a dollar that could have been spent attracting an actual customer. The second piece is the offer. And honestly, this is where most businesses lose, because they all sound exactly the same. Quality service, professional team, affordable pricing, great customer experience. Nobody cares. Every company says that. If I showed you 10 home service websites right now, you would struggle to tell them apart. So instead of asking, how do I create a better ad? Ask yourself, why should someone choose me instead of 10 other companies that they can call today? That's the question your offer needs to answer. Then comes the third piece. And in my opinion, this is the most important one. Follow-up, because most businesses think the sales happen when the lead comes in. The sale actually starts when the lead comes in. Big difference. I've seen companies spend thousands of dollars generating leads, then wait hours or even days to contact them. At that point, you've already lost, because while you're waiting, your competitors are calling, they are texting, they are booking appointments, they are winning the business, which is why speed to lead became one of the biggest focuses inside my business. The faster you respond, the more opportunities you create. And when you combine the right audience, the right offer, and fast follow-up, something interesting happens. You stop generating random leads and start generating qualified leads. The kind of leads that actually turn into booked jobs. Now, if you're expecting me to tell you I found one secret Facebook ad settings that nobody else knows about, you're going to be disappointed, because that's not what happened. In fact, one of the biggest lessons I've learned after spending thousands of dollars on advertising is that Facebook really rewards the best advertiser. It rewards the advertiser who understands their customer the best. Let me explain. Most home service businesses create ads talking about themselves. We're family owned, we have years of experience, we provide quality service. The problem is your customer doesn't care. They are not sitting at home wondering how many years you've been in business. They are wondering, can this company solve my problem? Think about someone searching for a cleaner. They don't want a cleaning service. They want to come home to a clean house. Someone hiring a landscaper doesn't want landscaping. They want the best looking property on the street. Someone looking for pest control doesn't want pest control. They want the pests gone. And that distinction is everything, because the moment you stop selling services and start selling outcomes, your marketing becomes significantly more effective. One of the highest performing principles I've found is simple. Enter the conversation already happening in your customer's mind. Instead of talking about what you do, talk about what they want, because customers don't buy services, they buy solutions. And once I started building my marketing around the customer's desired outcome rather than my service, lead quality improved dramatically. Not because Facebook changed, not because my budget increased, but because the message finally matched what the customer actually cared about. And if you don't believe me, let me show you exactly what I mean. Let's take a cleaning company. Most cleaning ads look something like this: professional cleaning services, experienced team, affordable pricing. Contact us today for a free quote. Now, here's my question. Would you stop scrolling for that? Probably not, because that's exactly what every cleaning company is saying. Compare that to this. Imagine coming home after work to a spotless house without spending your weekend cleaning bathrooms, vacuuming floors, or doing laundry. Same service, completely different message. One sells cleaning, the other sells freedom. Let's look at landscaping. Most landscaping companies advertise things like lawn mowing, trimming, mulching, and maintenance, but nobody wakes up excited about lawn maintenance. What they actually want is the feeling of pulling into their driveway, seeing the best looking property on the street. That's the outcome they are buying. The same thing happens in pest control. Most ad talks about removing rodents, ants, and insects, but homeowners aren't paying to remove pests, they are paying for peace of mind. They are paying to stop hearing scratching noises in the walls at night. They are paying to stop worrying about what they might find in their kitchen tomorrow morning. Do you see the pattern? The highest performing ads don't describe the service, they describe the transformation. And once I started making that shift in my marketing, lead quality improved almost immediately. Because instead of attracting people who were shopping for the cheapest option, I started attracting people who were looking for the best solution to their problem. And those are two very different types of customers. Now, if you're running a home service business and you're struggling to generate a consistent flow of qualified leads, I'll leave a link below this video. Click it and reach out to me. Even if you're not sure whether I can help, that's completely fine. The worst case scenario is you walk away with more clarity on what's actually holding your marketing back, what's costing you leads, and what you should focus on fixing next. The best case scenario, we identify real opportunities to grow your business and end up working together. Either way, you leave the conversation with a better understanding of how to generate more qualified leads, book more jobs, and build a more predictable business. So if that sounds interesting, click the link below and let's have a conversation.